How you doing, YouTube? Underworld6667 here. I do apologize for being so lax on the channel, but we want to make sure that you guys are able to watch the next Great Yu-Gi Tuber Season 2. Hopefully you guys have watched all 18 competitors. I will be having a my review posted up this coming Saturday. Hopefully I'll have enough time to edit it, as well as our Binder Blenders episode, where we are going to be announcing quite a bit of information with regards to how you can promote yourself on a channel with over 1,000 subscribers, probably even more once we post up the Binder Blenders video this coming Friday, as usual. Now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Gravekeeper deck that I ran, why I ran a couple of cards, of course, but I'm going to be doing it very quickly because, let's face it, you guys don't want to watch a boring video, and it's already boring as it is. So, we're going to start it off. Of course, we got two Gravekeeper's Guard. Gravekeeper's Guard, if you don't know what it does, you flip it, you send a card on your opponent's side of the field, aka, well, just a monster card, you can't send back row. You send the monster card back to the hand. Of course, you've got XYZs and Synchros that you can send back to the extra deck, making it sort of a +1, you kind of hope, as long as they didn't, you know, have it as a floater on the field. Now, the best part about this card is you can use it with that lovely Tsukiyomi card. It is a brand new card that just came off the ban list, which allows you, you know what? Hey, you know what? I've got a 2400 defense power monster that's going to kick your crap back to your hand. And let's face it, if you're summoning anything over 2400, it's probably an XYZ or a Synchro. Not a lot of people are playing, you know, Monarchs or anything like that. So your opponent attacks into it, sends it back to the hand. If it dies, it dies. If it doesn't, however, they're going to set a monster or just leave something in attack mode. You're going to flip this card. Of course, they may need to Gemini Spark it or something like that, which is perfectly fine because, that's fine. I don't care. Gemini Spark it. Go ahead. Then, of course, you play your Tsukiyomi if it stays alive. Flip it back down. You can attack for 1,000. Put this back in his hand. And then do it next turn. Over and over and over again. Now, this Tsukiyomi card flips things down, gives, you know, flip summons an extra, I guess, push. I don't know if they run any other, you know, things that flip summon in this deck. No. Gravekeeper Spy, that doesn't +1 you all the time. So yeah, +1 for the Gravekeeper Spy as well. So that's pretty much all the Tsukiyomi plays that you can do. This is almost one of the best decks to actually run Tsukiyomi in, because let's face it, Tsukiyomi, it used to be good. Everything was, you know, low attack power, or low defense, high attack. So this was really good back in the day. But now, as we can see, not as useful as it once was. Now we're going to move on. Of course, you've got the 3 Gravekeeper's Descendants, you've got the 3 Gravekeeper Commandants, you got the 3 Gravekeeper Recruiter, and of course, most people don't understand, but a Sengen. Sengen. Well, if I have a Sengen and a Tsukiyomi, I'm going to search a Gravekeeper Spy. If I have Gravekeeper Spy and a Sengen, I'm going to search Tsukiyomi. You see how that works, guys? Very, very cool combos. Now, one thing that I did want to mention, especially when it comes to the mirror match or something like that, wasting your cards away is a very stupid thing to do, especially in this deck. This deck is purely based on control. Now, the best control cards are ones that replace each other. These Gravekeeper's Recruiters are not there just so they can die and search you a new card. Sometimes it is really good to have these protected with your trap cards. Moving onwards, we are going to get right into the spells. We have Gravekeeper Stele. Now, Gravekeeper Stele, of course, is an automatic +1 if you have these lovely cards in the grave. Now, I wasn't playing a lot of Gravekeepers, and I didn't think that this was going to be a very important card. However, the fact that I also wanted to play Royal Tribute made this card very important. Because let's face it, if I kick something out of my hand, I'm going to search that. That goes in the graveyard. That's going to search me this lovely gentleman right here. That's going to go in the graveyard. That's going to search me my Necro Valley. I'm going to play that. I could play Royal Tribute, then play Gravekeeper Stele, simple combos to get these two back in my hand. Very simple, very easy combos. A lot of you guys I know are going, oh my god, I know all this. But do you? Do you really? Is that why you lose to them all the time? Just saying. Went 6-0, lost the next 3 rounds. The 7th round where I played a hero guy, I misplayed. I kept thinking that I was still playing the other hero players that played that day. I made a couple of misplays, and that's why I lost. Next, we're going to look at Book of Moon. Book of Moon, very important. You can flip those Gravekeeper guards down. You can flip those Gravekeeper spies down. You can protect your own monsters from different things that your opponent is trying to do. And of course, it's a great defensive tactic. Next card, this is very important. This is what I would like to talk to you guys about mostly. This was a very important card in my deck. Not only because of the simple Gravekeeper Recruiter play, where you play the Gravekeeper Recruiter, he's now 22, you can attack over something, then tribute him for a +1. That is not what I'm trying to talk to you guys about. It's the fact that this is your draw engine. People, this is your draw engine. This gets you your traps. This gets you your Royal Tributes. This gets you your Necro Valley. This gets you your Gravekeeper Stele. This gets you your defense. This was a very important card, and a lot of people don't understand how powerful that card is, and I'm hoping that I can perfect this deck, because I'm going to be playing this for a while, and show you guys how well this deck will function, especially in a slower format like this one. Now, of course, we play 3 Necro Valley. The other Necro Valley is somewhere over here. There it is. And then we get into the lovely traps. Now, the traps are the most important things with regards to this deck. You have 1,700 beaters, you have 2,100 beaters, you have 2,000 beaters. Those are huge monsters, especially in this kind of game. However, when I'm faced off against another huge monster, I can't really do much unless I'm playing Smashing Ground and that kind of thing. So I'm going to use my trap cards as monster clearers, or making sure that the monsters stay off my field. Now, I'm not really worried about my back rows or my opponent's back rows, because let's face it, I have 1,700 searchers. If you want to kill it, fine. I'll search for another card, play Gravekeeper Stele, laugh in your face as you're neg-1ing all this time while I'm plussing and 1-for-1ing. Of course, you have the Solemn Brigade, you have the 2 Tarantulas, you got the Mirror Force, you have the 2 Bottomless, you got 3, and this is very important, 3 Starlight Roads. I didn't play a lot of this, but let's face it, it makes your opponent crap his pants whenever he wants to play this heavy, Dark Hole, a lot of different cards. This makes them crap their pants. This makes them think. It makes them think, and it hurts them. And let's face it, when you think and you're crapping your pants, you make misplays. That's the whole point of this card right here. When I set 5, you automatically go, damn it, he has a Starlight Road, my shitty Heavy Storm is useless. And let's face it, if you play it, I'm laughing my butt off because I'm +1ing off of your apparent trying to +1 off of me. Now, of course, the last card is Compulsory Evacuation Device. There are a lot of XYZ cards right now, which means you need to play that Compulsory Evacuation Device because, let's face it, they're good. Now, one thing that I did want to mention, Torrential Tribute, very important in this format. It is a plus in a lot of cases. It does clear your field, or clear your opponent's field, even more important. I would like to say that it is a very important card in this deck. However, same situation, we're going to be looking at the Mirror Force. I did learn this, and that's watching everyone else's games. If you haven't seen the top 16 deck list, a lot of people mention Mirror Force versus Dimensional Prison. And I would like to say Dimensional Prison hurt me a lot. It removed my recruiters. It hurt me in a big game state. It hurt heroes quite a bit. I did see that, especially when I did bottomless their stuff, or, you know, kill their stuff in general. They had nothing really to bring it back from the out of play area other than the Shinings. And when you have bottomless trap holes and deep prisons all together, you know, it's going to be a really good thing. So if I was going to switch anything out, I would switch out the Mirror Forces for some deep prisons, possibly put the Mirror Force in the side deck. Now, one thing that I did do, I'm going to show you my extra deck because that's pretty simple. The extra deck is less important because, let's face it, these are Gravekeepers. They're not meant to play extra deck cards, but it's still stupid to not have extra bullets when you think you only need X number of bullets. So the extra deck, 2 Steel Swarm Roaches, Papa, 2 Utopias. A lot of people wanted to play Utopia Ray, but you know what? I very rarely ever see Utopia Ray actually become good in a game or apparent in a game, because let's face it, I don't run anything that's going to take your monsters. I don't run Monster Reborn. I'm not going to run anything like that, so there's no real point in me Utopiaing Raying at any point. We've got 2 of the Master of Symphony Dijin. What I really like about this guy is he can put my Gravekeeper spies and my Gravekeeper guards down. This also puts a little bit more protection on the board just in case I don't draw my trap cards. Of course, a Gemnite Pearl, just because you want a 2600 beater. There he is. We have 1, 2, 3. Stardust Dragon Ghost Rare, signed by Greg Abbey. You are not allowed to play Stardust Dragon unless it's signed by Greg Abbey. That is in the official rules. Look it up. Wind Up Zenmaines, just because he's a level 3 and a staple. Number 30, Acid Golem of Destruction. Another semi-staple. It did ended up losing me a game, sort of. I was very foolish playing him. I probably would switch that out for another level 3, maybe a Leviathan or something like that. But let's face it, he's 3000 attack power, very important. One of the cards that really did help me a lot in Girgagia's games and that kind of thing is, of course, the Chimeratech Fortress Dragons. My ability to use these Chimeratech Fortress Dragons on a regular basis against those Girgagias is very important, especially when you're facing off against them and they are extremely powerful. So that's the extra deck. Now we're going to go into the side deck. Now this, because I didn't really know what the meta was going to be, I completely and utterly guessed, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to put 3 ofs in here. There's a lot of changes, and I'm going to explain to you what I would sort of change, what I'm going to keep. I'm going to keep most of the cards. I'm only going to take out 3 cards, and it's going to be the end cards, because ultimately they are the most useless cards in my opinion right now. Everything's so high attack power, everything's not really affected by this card. Nothing is so powerful that you want to stop it. They're just mediocre effects that turn out to be good in the long run. So I'm going to start it off. Of course, Girgagias, I was really scared of them because I thought they were going to be played in droves. Unfortunately, I faced a lot more heroes and Dark Worlds and that kind of thing. So system downs, of course. I got really raped by a bunch of Girgagias. However, when they played their Machinas and all that kind of crap, I either sucked it up with 3 of my Cyber Dragons, or I played system down and laughed. It was very important in those kind of games. Next card, of course, I was afraid that a lot of people were going to go on the burn wagon and the future, or final countdown wagon. So I put in 3 Royal Decrees and, of course, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon. Once again, Ghost, but nobody plays that card, or I haven't seen anyone play that card. Mind you, I don't watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Often, so I don't have them signed. I'm sorry. So I was really kind of afraid of that kind of a deck. So I had played those in, you know, 6s. So I was really afraid of, once again, Girgagias. I was really afraid of, you know, burn and that kind of thing. Apparently I was supposed to be afraid of Dark Worlds, but I haven't really decided what I'm going to side against Dark Worlds in order to compete against Dark Worlds. And if I do find something, they're going to replace the 3 effect failures that I was going to play. Let's face it, it was a really good deck. It was a really good day. I went 6-0. I only lost the 7th round after going 6-0 because I was foolish and dumb, and started thinking that, you know, I knew everything and I knew what the guy was playing before he even played it, but really I was wrong. I assumed he was new, but he ended up coming 3rd place after Swiss. And then the person I lost in the 8th round ended up coming 4th after Swiss. I totaled 54th overall. I lost to 2 Dark Worlds and 1 hero deck, so obviously this deck is hurt a lot by Dark Worlds. They play field spells, they kill your hand, they make it a little too much of a fast game. You can't really wait for your opponent to make misplays. They're just aggressively pushing with a 3000 beater named Grapha, which I hate. So hopefully you guys like this video. Hopefully you guys like this deck. If you guys have any ideas of what I can be putting in or what I can be changing, hopefully you've listened to what I've actually said about the deck, so you're not going to change it completely, because I really think this deck is really solid, other than, you know, Mirror Forces and the effect failures in the side deck and that kind of thing. If you have any suggestions, please leave it in the comment section below. Please tell me what you would change. Not what you hate about the deck or why you hate the deck or whatever the heck you want to say. I would like to actually get positive feedback. I would love for you to favorite the video. I'd love for you to share the video. Make sure you press the like button, all that kind of fun stuff. Make sure you tune in to Binder Blenders on Friday, and of course my review of the next great Yu-Gi-Tuber. Please watch the next great Yu-Gi-Tubers before watching the review, or else you'll get spoiled. And then hopefully you guys will be entertained by the next review YouTuber, my Underworld 6667 videos that are going to be coming out and posting up on different channels and that kind of thing. And, of course, I think I forgot something. Oh yeah, that's right. Don't make those binder blenders. Bye.